Alright, welcome back everyone. So in this video we're going to show you how to set a submit listener on the delete form. Whenever we click the delete button, we're going to confirm that the user actually wants to delete the item, and if they do, then we're going to submit a AJAX request to the server. We're going to delete that item from the database, and when we get a successful response back, we're going to remove that item from the DOM. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is go into our views index.ejs. I will change the highlighting real quick, and what I want to do is go down here to the delete form, and we're going to give this form a class just like we did the edit item form. For the edit form, we'll go over here to the form for delete, and right after the action I'll go ahead and add a class that's equal to delete item form, and then we'll take that class and we'll use that in our JavaScript. So the next order of business is to open up our public directory, ajax.javascript, scroll down to the bottom here, and just like we've done with all of our other event listeners, we're going to put the listener on the to-do list, which is our unordered list, and then we'll set up the class for the actual form that we want to have the listener on. So at the bottom here, we'll do a $, and then hash to-do list dot on, and this will be a on submit, and we'll put it on the dot delete item form, and then we'll have our function with the event, and the first thing we do of course is prevent the default, so e.prevent default, and we invoke that. So now what we want to do is something that we haven't seen before. We're going to ask the user if they really want to delete the item that they've clicked the delete button for. So the way we're going to do that is set up a variable var is confirm response, and we'll set that equal to a confirm function, and then we'll say are you sure. So we'll see how that performs here in a moment when we get back to the browser. In the meantime, what we'll do is take the response from that and determine whether or not we actually want to delete the item. So confirm is going to ask the user the question, and they can click OK or cancel, which will give either a true or false Boolean value. So we'll do an if statement, and we'll say if confirm response. And so if confirm response is true, then we'll go ahead and carry on with the rest of the delete. So if that's the case, we'll say var action URL is equal to $this dot attr, remember that's attribute, action, and close it. Okay, so we have the action URL. So the next thing we can do before we actually send the AJAX request is similar to what we did with the put request. We're going to find the original item that was clicked. That way when we get a successful response from the server, we know which item to remove from the DOM. So let's go ahead and take a look at our markup real quick. I'll go over to index.ejs. We have our form right here, and if we go up, we can find the closest list group items. So we'll click on list group item, go back to ajax.javascript, and down here we'll say $item to delete is equal to $this dot closest, and that is a class, so we'll put the period at the beginning, and I'm going to go ahead and throw the debugger in here and make sure that is correct. So we'll save this, open up the terminal, run our Mongo daemon and no daemon or node app.js. We'll refresh. I'm going to open up the developer console, and we'll just clear it out, get rid of that fave icon error. Now if we click on delete in any one of these, we should get a confirmation. Are you sure? If I click cancel, nothing's going to happen. We'll do it again. If I click OK, at this point we're in the debugger. So let's take a look at in our console. Press escape to get your console up, and we'll take a look at item to delete. So this is the list group item, and just to be sure, we'll do an item to delete dot remove, and now it's been removed from the DOM. So we have successfully selected the right item. We'll go ahead and let this carry through. If I refresh, the item will pop back up because we haven't actually done the AJAX request to delete it yet. So back over here in our code, this is the part where we're going to send the actual AJAX request. So we'll do a $.ajax, open it up, pass in that object. we'll do the URL to the action URL. We'll do the type as a delete, and then we'll pass in the item to delete as $item to delete. And now we can say, okay, success function, data, open that up. So now we'll go ahead and check our app.js where we have the express routes for the delete and make sure that everything is set up properly there. So I'm going to save this file, go over to my app.js, and go down to app.delete. So we have a to-do.find by ID and remove. We pass in the ID, and then we get back the to-do that we deleted. So in this case, we can just remove the if statement that we have here and replace it with a res.json to-do. So we're just sending back the to-do item that we deleted from the database. And as long as we get that item back in the success function in our client-side JavaScript, then we know that it's been successfully deleted. So we'll go ahead and go back to our AJAX.javascript. And now, once we're inside of here, if this success function gets run, then we know the item's been deleted. So at this point, we can just say this.item to delete.remove. And that's just like we did a moment ago in the developer console. It'll remove that item from the DOM. So we'll save this, go back over to our code, refresh everything. We can go ahead and close this. And now if we delete walk the cat, it'll say, are you sure? We'll say cancel first to make sure that works. Okay, so it doesn't delete the cat. Now if we click delete, it says, are you sure? We click OK, and it's deleted. So one thing I noticed is whenever we click on the delete button and we click cancel, the delete button is still focused on. So we want to actually remove that focus from the delete button. We'll go back over to our code over here, and we have this if statement, if confirm response. So at the bottom of that, we'll do an else. So this is if they clicked cancel, at which point we'll select this dot find. We'll find the button that lives inside of the form, and then we'll do a blur on that button. So we save this, and we'll go back over to our code and refresh. So now if I click on delete, but then I click on cancel, you can see that it's no longer in focus, which is how we want it. So if we click delete and click OK, it's deleted. If we click delete and click cancel, it's canceled. Alright, cool, we're all set. So in the next video, we will do a little bit of refactoring of our earlier code to make the user experience a little more pleasant and fix some of the things that changed whenever we added more code to the newer videos. So we'll see you then. Thanks.